Hey guys, HappyCattyCrypto here and welcome back to this channel. So if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment on the way out, hit the notifications bell to stay informed. If you're part of the LUNC community and you're not delegating with us, consider delegating with those who support the blockchain and the decentralized environment. So the market is bleeding substantially, and I think there's two key factors playing into this. One you've already seen in the thumbnail, the other one we'll be going over in this video. But what I want everybody to understand is these kind of news breaks, they only happen once. And the reason why I say this is they can feed off of an issue like this for quite some time. The longer it goes on, the worse it normally gets. Look at XRP, for example. When it comes to, let's call it a curtain close, so to speak, and we get that final answer as to what's happening, what is the end equation of everything, it all kind of stops, right? And the press move on to something else, the people move on to something else, and it gives that thing a breather. We've seen it with so many different things time and time again. SBF, Justin's son, was under the spotlight for some time with the SEC. You've got so many different people, even DK himself being under scrutiny, TFL, so on, so forth. They all get their time in the limelight. So I really do think CZ's had a really big effect on the market today, because a lot of people who are smart money, big money, and probably have, let's say, fingers and feelers in a lot of different pies, so to speak, would probably have got this news quite early on, so to speak, because of paperwork, bureaucracy, and all of the different kind of backhanders there are in the court system, so to speak. So CZ has actually been sentenced to 4 months in prison after a plea deal. This is supposedly confirmed. I've checked a lot of different sources and it seems to be accurate. It seems to be true. So this is, in a way, this is bullish, because what everybody needs to understand is CZ prepared for this months and months and months ago. When they replaced the CEO, they got the new guy involved, and CZ went head on into this, even to the point of having his passports taken so he couldn't head back home to his home country of Dubai. Now, him going to jail for 4 months, he's probably going to serve 2 months. I would be very shocked if he served the full 4 months. I really don't see this being a big deal. What I do see being a big deal is this is over now. We're not going to consistently get bombarded with more of these kind of, oh, Binance is under the radar again. Oh, Binance has done this. CZ's done this. They've done that. They've done this. And hey, who knows? When he comes out of this prison sentence, maybe he sits in there and thinks about how LUNC itself has been trapped inside a little 5x5 box for quite some time, with all of these horrible inmates picking on us, pillaging on us, taking our lunch, taking our money. And yeah, it's just, hopefully he comes out in a mindset where he wants to help more projects in crypto, because he's building his Giggle platform thing, which is like a not-for-profit thing. But I would like him to do something more than just this burning. If they're committing so much to the burning, which is a good factor to point on right now, considering everything that's going on, they're still burning. If he's putting all of the effort and the money and the time and the energy into burning, why not go the extra mile? Why not commit himself as a thinker, not even a person to come in and do development, but just someone that suggests ideas, someone that suggests routes ahead that everybody can sort of agree and go, well, you know, CZ's the man. And we can all kind of agree that CZ would want the right thing to happen. So he's probably thought this out. Now, with all of this being said, right, this has definitely had a negative effect on the market. Some people are saying BTC is going to push down to 52K. At the very tip top of all of this bullish run that we had, up to around 72K, I posted a video saying it was all going to crash. People were saying, hey man, you're fudding this, that and the other. Well, we were prepared. And I said in that video, the likelihood is we could go down somewhere between the 32 and the 52,000 range. And honestly, with what's about to drop next, I think it's possible we could go down to at least a 52 to 55K range. And honestly, this is good news. If we dissect it, we look deeper into it, we say to ourselves, well, this is an opportunity we were possibly robbed of months ago when we had this crazy run that nobody expected to happen before the actual halving event itself, which was totally out of character. So a lot of people missed it. Everybody had based their plays on the historical data mostly. And a lot of people just didn't anticipate that to go as high as it did. So not everybody went balls deep, full into it and made as much profit as they did. So I think this market's still got a lot more to give. So there's not really much to go over in this article other than them just sort of like back and forthing between the fine that they had to pay of being ordered to pay 4.3 billion and they agreed to a $50 million fine. I think this is quite interesting and this could play a factor into the TFL lawsuit that's going on between them and the SEC, so to speak, of them, I think, having to pay like 5.3 billion. If they can get it down to 50 million, that would be so bullish for not only Luna, but Luna Classic as well. We all want to see everybody move upwards. Honestly, just at this time in crypto, I think it's just important that we all be as bullish as possible, so to speak, to try and attract as many new investors as possible. So like I was saying, there's two things that are definitely playing a factor into the current downtrend of the market. And I would say the second one is the US Q1 financial report. So that when it drops and when people start to dissect it and go over it, those sort of people who are into the numbers, the technicals of all of those different reports, they'll break it down and we're either going to get bullish or bearish sentiment from it. There'll be no in between. And the US elections are having a big effect on crypto. I'm going to be doing a video on that, specifically going over how the politics really affects stuff of how one person being pro crypto in a couple of different states and then being not pro crypto in other states, and then it's a very serious thing that's playing a huge factor into the current crypto prices moving forward. Stocks are looking interesting. I'm not into stocks myself, but everything's looking rather interesting moving forward. So do keep an eye out for this financial report. Once these things have been dished out, they've been served. Like I said, they're one-time news pumps. After this, it's done. You're not going to hear anything probably from CZ until he leaves his jail cell. So we'll have to see how this all pans out. It would be interesting to see what his plans are after this. Like I was saying about the whole LUNC thing, as much as that kind of seems to everybody like a huge long shot, I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. Like, I really don't. If I was investing more than $1 million a month, burning coins of a blockchain, it would be in my best interest to ensure that that blockchain has the best opportunities available to it moving forward. And I think guidance is everything. That's kind of like what I was getting at. Not him coming in and being this leader that everybody wants him to be, but someone who helps guide us. Someone who stands there as a figure amongst everybody else that is sort of a real kind of light in the dark that everybody just listens to. And as much as some people don't want to see that kind of take root, I would at this point. I would quite happily listen to what CZ's got to offer, considering he's the one who has ensured the burning has continued. Even as he's rolling into a jail cell, the LUNC burning continues. And they don't burn any other coins other than BNB. No other coins, but they're burning this coin. And once again, all of this downtrend, everything that's going on currently is good for the LUNC community moving forward. Although LUNC is not flinching as much as half of the market is. Some of the market's really bleeding. LUNC seems to be not bleeding that bad. We're even getting DCA in signals and bullish bearish momentum signals, which is a really good sign of, possible good zone to buy in. But in itself, right, you need to understand I don't want to get too technical here with my explanation. You've got to understand the connection that CZ has with LUNC. There's no other reason to be doing what they're doing, okay? So anyway, moving forward, like I was saying, as prices go down, as the bleed happens, as people move their coins around and possibly panic sell and then buy their coins back again because they don't want to miss out, so to speak, and they feel like they made a mistake, they're generating fees on Binance, they're generating transactions on Binance, and that's all good for the burn. It increases the burn, it accelerates the burn, and it brings more burning overall. And once again, it's a prime example of how burning should be done on the transaction and burn per transaction. Don't just wildly burn and destroy your market cap. It has to be done on the transaction Otherwise, you're just wiping out the market cap each time. And it's not healthy for anyone when we don't have the correct inflow to match the outflow. I'm going to leave it on that. Shout out to CZ. If you're listening to this, my friend, stay strong. Lift weights, make gains, make friends. It's very important. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.